Hey everyone. Before anyone says it, these videos were recorded nearly a week ago, based on old information, and yes, the new season comes out tomorrow. I'm releasing 3 videos today, covering trailers, patch notes, balancing, and the battle pass. Now, I get that these are immediately outdated, and by the time anyone sees them, the season's likely to be out, but I didn't have time to finish them sooner, so I hope someone gets enjoyment out of them anyway. So we have a few more things to go over. We've talked about Gene, we've talked about all of that. I'm just going to put this on 1.5 times speed. We'll quickly run through this. Anything I think is worth noting. It's not going to be too much because I want to go over the patch notes.
Hello everyone, Guangguang here. An
Hello.
all-new era is about to begin in Marvel Rivals, as we will now be launching a new season every 2 months. Get ready for more heroes and villains, brand new team-up abilities, and an epic feast of super-powered battles as the Marvel Rivals journey continues.
Alright, I think that's fair. Something I really appreciate, and this has been brought up, obviously you guys can tell I watch Flats. This has been brought up. Their English has gotten so much better. If you were around back in season 0, it was kind of hard to understand a lot of the reveals that they did because their English just was not very good, unfortunately. But now, like, they've clearly put in the work, and I think they deserve like proper credit for that.
Back in Season 0, the Guardians of Galaxy's first expedition to Kalinta did not result in Null's destruction. Instead, they inadvertently awakened him.
Yeah, so that is, I think we are recreating those events when we go to Clintar, because the stated mission is to stop or enable Null from rising. So I think we're recreating what the Guardians did. And canonically, he wakes up.
Found a way to break free from his traps. This time, by his side stands not only his loyal symbiotes, but also the goddess of death herself, his queen in black, Hela. The throne of abyss is rising.
Yeah, this is such a cool idea.
And our heroes find a way to counter.
I'm not sure if the Queen in Black was ever in the comics. Queen in Black. Marvel. So I think maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this is not a thing from the comics. The Black Queen is its own thing. Speaking of, Jesus fucking Christ, what is that? Celine Gallio, I've never even heard of that character. Symbiote Hela Marvel. So yeah, it's pretty much just coming up. This is, as far as I can tell, original to this game, which is very cool.
All black, the Necro Sword, and burn away the encroaching darkness. Thankfully, Phoenix is ready to ignite the battle as she joins Luster in Season 3. Jean Grey is a ranged duelist, wielding the overwhelming power of the Phoenix Force. She can pressure tightly grouped enemies head-on, or use her agile mobility to disrupt formations from the flank. Her unique chain reaction mechanic delivers a whole new level of
so the chain reaction, I believe, is just in reference to the sparks and how explosions from the sparks will trigger sparks in other characters. So it makes it really easy to just take out groups of enemies if they're too close to each other. So I think this season, a big priority is going to be spreading out more, which is counterintuitive because typically in the past 3 seasons, if you're struggling, the best thing to do is group up a little bit. Like, sure, you're always going to be at damage of being in the line of fire as somebody else, but if you're all working together, your tank can provide most of the covering, and your supports can keep you all alive all together. Now that's not as big of a play, because Phoenix is just going to destroy that. In fairness, above gold, Phoenix is going to be an insta-ban. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, at least at first. With the Wolverine team-up, not a goddamn chance.
Additionally, her ultimate, where she merges with the Phoenix Force, doesn't just deal massive damage, it also has a special ability to clear enemy summons from the battlefield.
Yeah, so, with the summons there, just being able to clear things like the Hela ult, that's obviously also going to take out things like Punisher turret, Groot walls are a given, I don't know, what else? Like, Loki clones, Penny's nest, Rocket's nest. What else? What really applies there? Oh, Namor's squids. I don't know if it would clear Johnny's projectiles, Johnny Storm's projectiles. Trying to think, what else would constitute a summon here? God, can you tell I'm bad at this game? Pardon me. But being able to break shields and break overshield, bonus health, is also a really big deal. Because the way that it says you break shields implies to me that you can break Cap's shield and Doctor Strange's shield and Emma's shield. All of these things that are crucial to keeping your team alive. Being fully broken, even if it's just for a couple seconds, could mean a complete wipe of your team. It's not even close.
To rise as the one and only Phoenix. This update introduces 4 new team-up abilities. And
Yeah, there's a lot to
this
go
season
over
0,
there.
With 87 new heroes, a 20% increase, and updated over 70% of all team-up abilities. Our goal is to continually deliver fresh, exciting experiences and fulfill.
So, okay, I'm of two minds about this, because on one hand, you have, like he said, constantly new experiences regarding different characters and different team comps, but at the same time, if you have one that people really like and suddenly it's gone, we still miss Mag and Scarlet Witch. Like, trust me, Mag and Emma's great, but unfortunately, there's a solo tank epidemic, so it's not very common that you'll get Mag and Emma. Typically, I'll only play Mag if I see an Emma. And a lot of people will just play Mag, and then somebody else will go, okay, well, we already have Mag, we should have a dive tank, or we shouldn't have a tank because they're assholes. And so we don't get a lot of usage out of Mag and Emma unless there's also a Psylocke, which isn't very common because she has a dogshit pick rate. Something interesting about that is Mag and Scarlet Witch meant that two characters that are okay enough on their own, we're talking season 0, were okay enough on their own, suddenly became very good. Mag got his sword, and Scarlet Witch got a damage buff. And then that was gone, and Mag didn't really have a recovery from it. Scarlet Witch did, because she eventually got her Strange team up, and her pick rate went through the roof. Mag never got that. Even with Emma, he didn't have that team up. He didn't have a useful team up. But bizarrely, a little bit of a spoiler, because I'm gonna go to this after I'm done here. We just talk comp, Vanguard. Magneto has a 16% pick rate, just below Emma. Emma's massively overinflated just because she's hot. But the Vanguard pick rate is so interesting to me. With a 5% on Cap, is lower than Venom. We'll go over this more. I just wanted to point out, because Magneto has a very high pick rate, despite despite losing those team ups, and I don't really understand why. So yeah, it just, I don't think at any point Mag, yeah, in Diamond, Mag starts to get a decent pick rate. Grandmaster, he's the most picked character. Celestial and above too, and by a lot. So Mag is getting a lot of attention because he's very good. But the team losing that team up, I don't know. It just, what am I trying to say? Mag losing his team up with Scarlet Witch made him take a huge hit to his viability, and then he just built it up again by just being an incredibly good character. So I'm worried that they're not going to give him a better team up, and that also means they're not going to give Emma any other team ups. Because right now, she doesn't really have too much interesting in terms of her team-ups. She just has the health boost that requires a Psylocke or a Mag. And I think that's weird, but interesting.
Players' superhero dreams. We hope you enjoy the thrill of Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, okay. So, we're also losing things, this will come up, but we're losing things like Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl in favor of Spider-Man and Johnny. and then Squirrel Girl and Tony. And I honestly, like, what was really bizarre is that one felt very common because both characters get something very useful from it. But at the exact same time, I don't feel like I saw it in action. Like, I felt it. I definitely saw those team comps, and I felt the extra damage from Spidey, but I never saw... Oh, Garrett's on break. That's why he's sending me all these fucking messages. I'm sorry. But I never saw the Squirrel Girl throwing, like, the webs. I always got locked down by the squirrels, never the webs. So that one never got much usage, it felt like, out of her. So changing it to a fucking missile lock-on and fire punch, it's complicated. The new team-ups are interesting. And they they keep changing the flow of combat. And I'm worried that we're gonna see like, people get really used to certain team comps, and it's good to change those up through changes to the game, but it also creates this weird situation where is too much change a good thing? Like, is it going to drive people away? Don't count Spider-Man mains, because they can never, like, settle on anything. They constantly complain about everything. So they're not going anywhere. But there are people who were driven away when Mag lost his Scarlet Witch team-up. People who were driven away when Hulk lost his team-ups. Though not too many, because Hulk was always getting permabanned, and he never stopped. But then, you have the exact opposite as well, where characters like Iron Man lost the Hulk team-up, and then got a new one instantly that people really liked. So, his pick rate went up, even though he got a net nerf from losing the Hulk team-up.
This in mind, we plan to release a brand new competitive mode in the later half of Season 3.5.
What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? A brand new competitive mode? I don't know if it's going to be like a TFT kind of mode, or what we're looking at, but...
It's probably going to be something like a TFT kind of bullshit, and
Yeah.
not them actively differentiating their casual competitive.
Yeah, because
they games don't do that. Please differentiate your casual competitive. Thank you. Bye.
So, what I was trying to say, this is the first time we've gotten a new competitive mode. Every other mode so far has been a wild deviation from the normal gameplay loop to do some, and none of them have really succeeded all that well. Like, for the most part, people just use them to farm lords in the dumbest way possible. So a new competitive mode makes me wonder if it's going to have a new ranking system separate from the main one, in which case will it have more rewards that are separate from the main ones? Because Jean's going to be getting a comp skin, and I guarantee it's going to be either the white and gold or the red and gold. Probably white and gold. And then Blade will be getting one too. Maybe that'll be his Phoenix skin. I don't know.
And that's not all.
They're
Of
typically
course,
just
the Flame
recolors.
Blade awakens and will be joining the roster in season.
Yeah, so that'll be happening next month, because this is the season where they're switching to the 2-month structure, where each season is 2 months with a character every month.
For season 3, we're keeping the battle pass at 10 costumes, with pricing unchanged to match the shorter season.
So that is something that's very interesting. Is the season is almost half the length, but same amount of stuff for the same price. And it's not as big of a deal in this, because there's no FOMO with this game. If you buy the pass, you can do it at any time. So all you have to do is make sure within the next 60 days to buy the pass. And you're good.
Season. We are boosting the amount of Chrono tokens you can earn.
Yeah, and they're changing how you earn tokens as well, which I don't really understand.
Was balanced with previous seasons. We've also overhauled the mission system to better match player habits. We are removing daily missions.
Yeah.
And shifting
So
their
what they're
rewards
doing
elsewhere.
is daily missions are gone, and weekly missions don't go away. So it's even more removing the FOMO, because now, oh, I missed a week. Let me just do all the weeklies, like what we do with Fortnite, typically, where we just come in at the very end and be like, all right, all these missions, and I'm level 100. It seems like they're doing something more similar to that, which I kind of appreciate.
Weekly missions are now persistent. Once unlocked, they remain available until the end
But
of the
what some of the more competitive players are saying and complaining about is that they're leaning very heavily into the casual audience that don't play this game all day. So for people that, I don't know, it's hard for me to feel sympathy for these people to a certain extent, because they're saying like, oh, well, we play this game, like it doesn't matter if you play like 100 hours at the beginning of the season, you're not getting any significant amount of extra rewards that other people are getting, which I kind of get. It doesn't really incentivize a lot of play at the beginning of the season when you want it. It incentivizes extra play at the end of the season when the hype has died down a little bit. But that makes sense, because the new season is going to get people playing regardless of if they're earning rewards. But the end of the season, where people aren't as interested, it's going to be useful to have those extra incentives.
season, so you won't miss out if you skip a week. But you will still need to complete each week's missions.
Look, it's still like a
No. I just think it's incredibly fucking funny that again, is with almost in a large. I'm not gonna say all because it's not universal, but it is similar to a lot of other competitive shooter game environments. It's just a notable portion of the competitive environment bitching and whining and screaming.
Yeah.
about them, wanting to maintain their casual audience.
Yeah.
You need to maintain that.
The competitive
Right.
crowd hasn't been as I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I haven't noticed them being as bad with this game, mostly as far as I can tell, because they've like NetEase has been very clear that they're not catering towards the competitive audience as much.
In order, we'll also introduce
Like, they're taking it into account,
a set
though.
of challenges that last all season and offer a load of Chrono tokens.
Yeah, so that's going to be the main thing
Which
to do
you
with the very
You should consider all your player base.
the seasonal rewards are something that's going to be kind of like the main way to earn chrono tokens until those weeklies start stacking up. So I'm interested to see what kind of missions we're looking at for those, if it's just going to be a lot of really small ones or a handful of really big ones. Because both would kind of work. Like, oh, if we do a lot of really small ones, then people will do those missions and come back every day to do those small ones. But if we do the really big ones, then people will come back. Are you good? Gesundheit. If we do a couple of really big ones, then people will come back to chip away at them bit by bit. I don't know which option is better. Their marketing team probably does, and we'll see which one they decide on. So, new accessory system.
In season 3, we're adding a new
I think
layer
is
of
adorable. I love the fucking Deadpool ass is fantastic. First reference to Mary Jane. Literally the only reference we've had to Mary Jane in this whole game. We know she's there. We know she's real. Everybody who's been shipping Spidey with everyone, Mary Jane exists. I love the Herbie. I love the weird, like, I'm assuming, call me crazy, I'm assuming this is a reference to the Psylocke Venom ship that is taken off, because Venom is a snake here, and Psylocke calls him Orochi, which means snake.
Mhm.
I think that it's a reference to people shipping Venom and Psylocke. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's up with the cat. I don't know which character this is supposed to be referencing. Maybe it's just a cat.
Maybe you're a cat.
Customization with accessories. The first batch features 5 new items for Winter Soldier, Psylocke,
Yeah.
Groot,
Oh yeah, they even have Psylocke holding the Orochi. I like that. That's very clearly referencing the fucking ship. There's no way that's not what that is.
Very. We see you, game developers. You're very.
We know you watch the porn. We know what you're doing.
Rocket Raccoon, Jeff the Land Shark, Invisible Woman, Emma
Here's the best one. The
Frost, and
Deadpool.
Spider-Man.
It's
You
just
can
his
add additional
ass
points
going
by
back and
making both
forth.
Quick match and competitive.
Yes.
Then exchange them for your favorite
Yes.
hero bling. We are also bringing new chroma.
So new chroma variants, this different skins having different like tones. I don't like this system. So I don't really like the idea of having paid color variants at all. But at the same time, what people were expecting when this was initially announced was that they would pay $5 for a customizable color wheel. That was obviously never going to happen. But this is not, I don't know if this is better, you know?
It's the same system that League uses, where you can buy just set color schemes for your skins.
I don't play
Why
League.
would they expect? Why would
For-
they expect
You go. You finish your thing.
Marvel Rivals to fucking do different that they're not going to?
Because it's been
Chromas
less
looks
predatory in the
incredibly-
past, and people think it's going to continue to be. And in fairness, this isn't
Chroma's-
predatory. Like obviously, it's encouraging
it's
you
a
to.
Little, yeah, it's encouraging you to get more.
Yeah, it's encouraging you to spend money, but it is worth noting you can earn this currency in the battle pass.
Mhm.
I think you earn like 100 at a time, so you're not earning it very quickly. But if there's a color set you really want, you can earn it. So, I don't know. I think it's fine, and if people like it, good for them. I'm not really a big fan.
Color variants to even more of your favorite costumes.
Like, especially because most of these alternate colors look like ass. They really do. They look bad.
Plus, some
They
costumes will
usually-
now offer a brand new
And to go back
customization
to
of
the, oh, sorry, to go back to the League comparison,
Oh,
it's
goody.
kind of consistent. Chroma bundles for skins. They have
Yeah.
like one or two that are universally like accepted as good. The rest just suck at.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anything green, usually the green ones aren't liked.
Hey, how'd you get
It's
into my
usually, like,
Pokemon shiny
yellow.
hunting stream? Get out of here. I need you to know that clip is going to start with going back to the League comparisons, and nobody's going to watch that clip.
Yeah, well, not my problem.
So the next thing he's going to bring up is the costume-based VFX, which come with the costumes, as far as I can tell.
These effects are visible only to you. Other players will still see the original effects during matches.
Yeah, so some of these are seem to be a little distracting, but they've made it so only you see them, which I appreciate.
Unlock this new color
Look at this shit.
palettes.
This is the-
Ultimate VFS. Using
Oh,
unstable
it
molecules.
looks so
Starting
goddamn
from
good.
Season 3, you will be able to earn unstable molecules.
Jeff's beach skin, when he goes under the like pool that he creates has a bunch of flowers, and then his hat in the middle. I really like it.
Through the battle pass and events, making it easier than ever to personalize your heroes. We've heard your feedback. From Season 3 onward, you can mix and match MVP animations. Use any
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there are some really cool MVPs that go with some dog shit skins.
Yeah.
I will say, one I really want to do is the Weapon X. Obviously, I don't own either of these skins, but Weapon X Wolverine in the Deadpool and Wolverine MVP. Because the Deadpool and Wolverine one is where he goes through the bus and then crashes out of the back. But they do it naked.
Do it naked, yeah.
costume and equip any MVP from any other costume of the same hero. Plus, your team lobby background will now change to match
This
your
is my
costume,
favorite change.
making your unique style shine
This-
even before the battle begins.
It just makes it immediately apparent to anybody who sees your game like a level of customization that wasn't there. Before, I'm going to be honest, there was no goddamn reason to change your character on the title screen, because at best you just have, oh, this is a skin that I have for a character that I like. But now having these cool visuals tied into it makes it worth it. It's actually good now.
Begins. In Season 3, we've optimized the gallery system by merging serials and special editions into one. We've also added a new cinematic.
This I really appreciate. So most of these cinematics seem to just be the map openings. I really hope that it's more than that, and that we also get some story cinematics that were, I guess those are on YouTube, so maybe that's not, I don't know. But having all the comic books in one location is really nice. I need to, so, little spoiler, I don't know if this video is ever going to come out, but I am working on a lore video for this game. There's just so much of it, and I've been like, okay, I'll just start working on it when there's a good, like, stopping point to pay attention to. Oh, what do you mean this doesn't get any less complicated? It just gets more complicated. Like, my initial plan was, okay, I'll start it when they start addressing Doom. What do you mean Ultron killed Doom? What? When did that happen? So, there hasn't been a good jumping on point. So I'm just going to start working on it and see how long the video gets. And we'll figure it out.
Cinematics page that features cutscenes from all maps, allowing lore enthusiasts to enjoy the narrative at any time.
Yes, I'm very interested in that. Something that I'm actually not sure of, and I need to look into this with the Reddit or something, is some of the lore is introduced through events. Like, when you complete a page during an event, it typically has a lore page. I don't know if you can find those anywhere. I don't know, like, is there somewhere that those show up again? Or are those just, oh, you get to see them when you complete the event and then they're gone? I haven't been able to figure that out. If they're just gone, then there's lore that's gone effectively, and I'm gonna need to, like, dig it up off of the internet, and I don't know where to even look. So I've never figured that out. If anybody knows, hit me up.
A new event tab has been added to the main lobby navigation,
I like
making it
this.
easier than ever to browse all the
Okay, that would actually be a good way to do it. If events were the only way to see that, put old events in the new event tab. So that we can see them, and if we completed them, the lore's there. Or hell, give us the lore even if we didn't complete them. Like, you don't have to give us any of the rewards, just the lore, please.
current in-game events. We've also enhanced the post-match results screen.
Oh, that looks so much better.
Events and other progress as soon as the battle ends.
This I don't really care about, as I am not a college student.
Verified university students will enjoy costume trials upon completion.
It's a cool concept. The biggest criticism I've seen of it is, oh, you have to give this company your data. I'm like, name a company that doesn't have your data. I'm sorry, that is like a non-issue at this point. It's an issue that needs to be dealt with, but it's not a good reason to like say this is a bad feature or anything. It's a cool idea, and hey, it means that people who are putting an effort into bettering their lives get some temporary free shit. Cool.
Verification. University students can enjoy access to 10 costumes and MVPs. We're rolling out email verification for students in the US, UK, and more, with even more regions soon. Be sure to check our official site for updates. If your university can be verified using your school email, let our support team know, and they will work to add that university to the list.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand
The
the...
new update supports the latest Discord SDK. Once you reconnect your Discord account, you will be able to chat with Discord friends.
Yeah, so this is...
reason to be apprehensive towards it.
Yeah. Same with this, actually, like the Discord thing too. But it's a cool feature, and the game takes massive performance hits whenever you tab out of it, just because obviously. And even especially if you can integrate your console to it instead of your PC, so it makes chatting with friends just a shit ton easier, and making communities way easier. Like, I'm gonna be starting to communicate with people like Rui, Gaia, maybe Gigi, but she's not really as into this game. So other games for Gigi. But Gaia, Rui, Rose, Pastry, Chaotic, and anybody else I find. Princess Shadow Rose, Cove the Beach Goblin, others. Making that community of rivals PNG tubers that can easily communicate. This could make this easier. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm hoping to get that started before the season starts, so we'll all be bronze and we can just start as a team.
In-game. You can also stay connected with your Marvel Rivals friends via Discord, even when
What was that cringy
you can
ass
also
mess?
stay connected.
Blade coming. Ready to take them down, Gene? Always! Let's make some Nobody talks like that. There would be like 6 slurs in this image.
With
It's
your Marvel
Discord.
Rivals friends via Discord, even when you are offline.
Yeah.
We're making it easier than ever to connect with your squad.
There'd probably be some government secrets leaked in a War Thunder chat somewhere. I don't know. Probably not a good thing that keeps happening.
Or a Thug Shaker Central Minecraft server.
Of course.
Top of the game.
Now my butt is just...
Am I still less than
Netflix
halfway
has
through
noticed
this?
That many players using NVIDIA graphics cards have experienced GPU crashes. Updating your NVIDIA drivers to version 576.80 or later.
What is
will
with these
significantly
cuts?
reduce
I'm
GPU
sorry. Does the cuts go... Well, he's listing out software drivers. It's so funny. Yeah, so basically, if you run an NVIDIA and you're experiencing crashes, they're just telling you it's a skill issue. Like, update your drivers.
Cool. That... Alright.
No, they are giving a reason. They're saying like, hey, this is the version that has been improved, so it should stop this issue. Update your drivers. Cause
Look, as somebody whose drivers update automatically,
yeah,
/ I constantly get updates just to update them. Cool. That's kind of fair, but still optimize your games. Thanks.
the game's optimized well enough. Like the fact that I can run it while streaming shows that it is decently optimized.
Sorry,
But
let me correct my statement. Optimize your game relatively close at launch. Thanks. Looking at you, Monster Hunter Wilds.
yeah, fuck you, Monster Hunter. You're a bad game. Bad game that deserves to be shit on. That's where
I'll
we were
kill
going with that, right?
No,
Oh, okay. My bad.
we canceled.
easier.
Yeah, so I have NVIDIA, by the way. The way you update them is you open the control panel and you hit update. That's it. Obviously you said your graphics drivers update automatically. That's
Kind
great.
of. I had to manually update the NVIDIA. But
Okay.
my built-in driver. That's not the NVIDIA.
Oh yeah, we're just talking about graphics drivers. Yeah. But NVIDIA, like, it's literally just you open the control panel, you hit update, and you're done. It's so easy. I do get not always wanting to update though, because sometimes driver updates can fuck things. I get that.
After the Season 3 update, the new client will no longer support replay playback from Season 2.
I'm disappointed by that, but I get it. Like, they only have so much server space to save up these replays, and it's not like they're deleting ones that you've manually saved. So that's fine. I appreciate it.
favorite replays to your local drive before Season 3 begins. Thank you for your understanding and support. In June, after intense competition, 8 teams have emerged.
Actually, I stand corrected because he just corrected me. No, they will be deleting the ones you favorited, so you have to save them to a local tribe. Fair enough. I was wrong.
For Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 1 and end their sports at the mid-season of live playoffs. The final 2 slots for the China region will be decided on July 20th.
I don't care
And in
about,
this coming season, Marvel Rivals will host its very first offline
Yeah, I don't really care about tournaments. I'm not good enough at the game to care about them. So, there's a lot of patch notes to cover. I'm not going to be spending too much time on too many of them. Hopefully this will be the shortest video out of the multitude that I'm making out of this 2-hour-long thing. So, overall, when it comes balance changes, new season coming up, check out in the full patch notes, or and our in-depth analysis on the most impactful changes, which we already watched. For the patch notes outlining all of the changes, check the separate post. Yeah, that's discussing new stuff that's coming in the game. But I'm mostly just interested in the character patch notes. So, Emma is getting another nerf. She got a flat nerf last time. I wonder if I can find patch notes from before. I'm not going to look right now. So, her left click? Yeah, her left click damage is getting a mild nerf. So, at 99 energy, so it gradually builds up, but when it reaches 100, it gets a massive boost. So at 99, it's now 120 to 110. And I assume this is going to reflect for 0 to 98 as well. But then when we reach 100, it used to jump up to 150, now it jumps up to 140. So it still gets a 30 damage boost. It just lowers it overall by 10 damage. I don't think this is that big of an impact. Her damage output was absolutely insane. So getting a 10 damage reduction, totally reasonable. Reduced diamond form damage reduction from 30 to 25. I'm going to have to feel that one in action because... Gazoon Knight, what's up? Okay. So I'm going to have to feel that one in action because... her damage reduction has saved me a couple times, but it's never made the difference if I was like super low on health. It's always been like, it gives me an extra second. And I kind of think that's going to be the same even with 5% less. But we'll see what happens. Reducing the energy cost of her ultimate from 3,700 to 3,400, I'm of two minds about this because... her ultimate is not something that you can pop at any time and change the course of a battle. You have to use it a little strategically. But you can use it to do so much shit. You can use it to cancel ultimates. You can use it to shut down shields. You can use it to break summons. You can use it to pull characters off of the map. There's so much you can do, and being able to do it more often is an interesting choice. So she got a flat nerf. I'm still comfortable saying that, but the ultimate does offset that nerf a little bit. So the thing, there's a reason this is the thumbnail. This is the most interesting thing to me. We're not afraid to say it. It's clobbering time. Sorry. It's clobbering time! Thank you. Now with smoother moves and more utility, time for more pain with your brothers and sisters in arms. So, the ability he had, and he does still have it, I believe it's his E, is he could jump to teammates and gain 25% damage reduction. Now, he also has an F to jump to enemies. I thank you, NetEase. Thank you for not making it the same button. If it was one command that could either jump to allies or enemies, it'd be so difficult to plan where you're jumping. Making it so that you can jump with E to allies and F to enemies is so useful. I have no idea how it's going to work on console. But you get the same 25% damage reduction, and you can jump 20 meters away. What this means is that you can jump to flyers, something you could not do before. Thing had a super low pick rate, in part because flyers were destroying him. He had no counter for it. Now he can jump to them, and there's another new effect that compounds with that. The Stone Haymaker now knocks down flying enemies. So that means... and I did watch this in action. I did watch streamers do this. I know you can. You can jump towards a flying enemy, hit them with the Haymaker as you're flying to them, and drag them down with you and pull them to the ground. Then you can do your dash, which locks their movement abilities, so Tony can't fly away faster. Ultron and... Johnny don't have their dashes. I don't know any of Storm's abilities, so I don't know what she had before. Nobody's been using her anyway. That's not true. She's still got a decent pick rate. But you can pull them down to earth and lock them there. So it's like, it's not a guarantee, but he has a tool to deal with flyers now. Especially because you can do 2 of them within 5 seconds. So unless they have a healer pocketing them, it'll kill them. That doesn't help because Ultron does have his healing orb that he can just, if he has that on a flyer, they're going to be healing while you take them out. So you're going to need teamwork to take somebody out like that. But yeah, Thing has gone from arguably the worst character in the game to maybe one of the best tanks. I don't know. I don't think he's going to take over as the top tank, but I think this will actually make him viable again. Venom was already one of the worst characters. Partially because he lost his team up with Penny and Spidey. And the Jeff team up was not helping. But he gets 2 things this season. One, he gets a team up with Hela, which means because Hela is a character that's getting picked very often, especially this coming season, Venom will get his team up most games. And Hela gets her own bonus from it. We'll get to that later. But Venom will finally have a bigger health pool again without needing Jeff. And then you have his his change to his ability, his what is it? Right click, I think. I haven't played him on PC.
As fuck, yeah.
On console, it's left trigger. I know that. So it's probably right click on PC. Now slows from 15 to 25%. So they're way slower when they get hit by his slow. Which is especially useful for flyers. But that does that doesn't give him any more damage. So he's still going to be an iffy character to play. I think he's going to see a lot of use again in the lower ranks. I don't think he's going to see much at the higher. Moving on from tanks, Human Torch got another nerf. When he first launched, he was really bad. He got a buff, he became very good. He got a nerf, then he got a nerf, now he got another nerf. I think there were 3. So now he is the anchor for a Spider-Man team up, which means he does get a, I think, 10% damage boost. Great. But they reduced his clustered, so I believe this is his left click. They reduced it per projectile from, no, this might be his right click, because I think it's 6 per second, isn't it? Anyway, they reduced it by 0.5, so I believe that's what it was when he launched. So that's a bit rough. They reduce the supernova activation shockwave, so when you go supernova, it damages the people around you. This doesn't actually apply very often, because normally Human Torch is in the air. But reducing that by 5, and reducing the fire tornado's damage over time from 120 to 110. I think that sucks. I've never been killed by a Johnny's ult. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it has ever killed me. You have to be really stupid to stand in them. Please don't insert the clip of me standing in one. So he gets his he gets a 5% damage boost? Oh, that's way worse. Yeah, he lost so much shit, and he has a terrible team up. From his end. Spidey gets a pretty decent team up. Iron Man, he also got a bit of a nerf. I don't think this was necessary, but I get it, I guess. So the first two repulsor blast hits have dropped 5 damage from 40 to 35, and then 50 to 45 while in overdrive. That 50 damage was nuts. I liked it. But his ultimate has also increased from 2800 to 3400. So you're going to be getting the maximum pulse way less often. On one hand, this is good because the maximum pulse was a pain in the ass. But on the other hand, it was also a really good tool, so it kind of sucks to lose, to get it left less often. moving on to Mr. Fantastic. Like, Iron Man probably didn't need this nerf. I think he was fine. He was useful, but he was fine. He was easily killable if you had a decent team comp. Literally just one hit scan here character. And this doesn't really affect that at all. Mr. Fantastic, weird nerf. Really weird nerf. So he is lost when he's in his his fucking big shoulders mode. His bonus health has dropped from 400 to 350. Why? He was not hard to kill. You could melt him so fast, and he was also relatively easy to just ignore as well. Like, you could get away from him pretty easy. I don't know. I feel like this is just... this sucks a little bit. I don't think it was necessary, I should put it that way. So Namor got a buff for some goddamn reason. I hate Namor. Namor got his projectile damage increased from 70 to 75, and his speed from 120 meters per second to 150 meters per second. He's faster, he's stronger. And the Wrath of the Seven Seas projectile speed, I believe that's his summons, from 120 to 150. So he got a speed boost. That's bad. He's so dangerous. I don't know. Other people may not think he's very dangerous. Scarlet Witch, I don't know if I 100% get this. So her ultimate, the charge period has been reduced from 35% to 25%. Pardon me, the slow rate during the charge period has been reduced. So, I think that means you slow them more. I'm not... How did they phrase it for Venom? Increased the slow effect, but this one reduced the slow rate. Weird. So, okay, you get less slow in her ult. But the damage is increased from 750 to 850. As far as I'm aware, that means no character besides characters with bonus health, no character's base health can survive this ult now.
Who's ult? Sorry.
Scarlet Witch's.
Scarlet Witch, yeah.
Yeah, the big explosion that just disintegrates you.
The
Pure chaos. So this is one that the Spider-Man subreddit is really upset about, and I could not give less of a fuck. He lost his anchor with Squirrel Girl, but he gained a new team ability, which we'll go over near the end. So what they did is, because he lost his anchor team up, so he lost 10% damage, he now gains 10% damage in most of his kit. So his Get Over Here kick, where he zips in and kicks them, does 10% more. His Spider Power midair, that's either the uppercut or it's just his damage in air, I'm not sure, got 10%. His Amazing Combo got 10%. That's the one where he does the double jump and then the overhead slam. So he got a 10% boost while losing his 10% team up. So it mostly evens out. Now, their complaint is, oh, but he didn't get 10% boost in everything. Yeah, but he also got a new team up that gives him another tool for his kit. So he's objectively just as good. I don't care what they say. Weird changes to Punisher. His turret projectile has dropped from 12 to 10 damage. That's not honestly going to make too much of a difference, in my opinion. Because the fire rate is so high that 2 damage is not going to make that much of a difference, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. So his ult has gone up from 3,400 to 3,700. I don't see that making too much of a big difference either. He's still... What I think they're going for is... It was relatively common for Punisher to get his ult, and then once his ult was over, cleaning up the stragglers gave him enough energy for another ult, or most of the way to it. So now he won't be able to do that as easily. Winter Soldier, so I believe this is just his regular damage, his left click, his fall off maximum at 40 meters. Wait. maybe I'm misunderstanding this. Adjust his weapon damage, fall off maximum at 40 meters from 60% to 70%. So he lost 10% damage at range. So why does it say he's getting a little more dangerous from downtown? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something there. That's what it sounds like to me. That sounds like it's a translation error. Wolverine, he's the big one. So, Wolverine was already the tank killer. He sucked to play against as a tank, because he could drag you for 4 seconds to anywhere he wanted. Now he can drive you for 5 seconds, and its cooldown has increased to 15 seconds. The Feral Leap is also the move that gives him lifesteal. So now, the best way to play him objectively will be to go in, pop your bonus health when you get low. When that starts to get low, pop your Feral Leap, grab the nearest tank, pull him 5 seconds away, you're back up to full health. And the tank is probably dead. Wolverine will be a goddamn menace now. There's no going around it. He will be overpowered. Invisible Woman, she gets a little more healing. Her orb projection healing on launch goes from 40 to 45. This is just her left click. Will be increasing from 40 to 45. Damage from 20 to 25. But the return will be dropping from 40 to 35 and 20 to 15. So I'm going to be honest, I don't get it. It seems like you're doing the same flat healing. Because I can't think of a situation where you're gonna... Well, I suppose if you're moving, or if the... Yeah, okay, I get that. It means you don't have to be as accurate with her. Because now, you hit the first shot, you don't have to worry about it coming back as much. You do more damage on the initial shot, and less on the return. So you don't have to worry about being as accurate. That's fair, I suppose. Loki, only change for him, his ultimate went up by 300 cost. So he does his ult a little less. I don't know. I never really noticed that being an issue. I feel like I didn't hear his ult very often. Maybe I'm crazy. Mantis. This is such... Mantis. This is such a big fucking boost. So Mantis now... So it changed how her healing works. To being percentage based. So it's now 2.5% per second plus the base healing of 20 per second dropped to 12.5. So now it's 2.5 per second plus 12.5. For example, highest base health in the game, Groot, 850. He will be getting around 32 healing per second. All Mantis has to do is look at him, click a button, it auto locks to him, and he gets he gets 32 healing per second. That's insane. That's incredibly useful. Mantis is probably going to be less useful healing DPSs now than she was before. So much better on tanks. So much better. Especially because she can still put the damage boost on anybody at the same time. She's going to be so useful to tanks. Incredibly so. Ultron is getting a flat nerf in a really weird way. His survivability is taking a fucking nosedive. So, the way it worked before, he had his dash, and then he had a movement boost for 8 seconds. Now he only has that movement boost for 6 seconds. His firewall bonus health, which is his triangle on console. I don't know. I don't remember what it is on PC. I want to say it was E or F. One of the two. So fireworks have started, by the way, so I'm going to need to wrap this up. So, his firewall bonus health to self has dropped from 75 to 65, and to allies from 55 to 50. So he is less useful as a support, and he has less survivability. But that's the last character change. We also have the team-ups. First one, we were talking about Spider-Man. The Human Torch gets a 5% damage buff. That sucks. Spider-Man gets the Inferno Blast ability, which seems to be... It seems to be a fire punch that knocks you back. Like, as Spider-Man, you get knocked back. So not a big deal. Basically, the way to run this is right-click to drop your Spider Tracer, Inferno Punch with C, go back in with E, I think it is, either E or F, and then the other one to do your uppercut. They die instantly. Like, that combo will kill a 250 health character. I watched it happen. Like, people that were playing this game. Unless they have pocket healing, there is not enough time to react. That is an instant kill combo. Fair enough that it has a probably 30-second cooldown. So he can only do it once every 30 seconds, but it's still there. No pictures for this one, but Phoenix and Wolverine get theirs. We talked about this. So when Wolverine does his feral slash, the thing that drags people away for it's now 5 seconds, that when he starts doing his slash will do lifesteal, which is nuts. He is gonna be unkillable. So we lost Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl gets a new one instead. She gets added to the Stark Protocol with Iron Man and Ultron. Very interesting. Because I think this will mean Ultron drops in pick rate. Because before, not one of the main reasons Ultron was getting picked was to give Iron Man the damage boost so he would become a threat. Now, you need Squirrel Girl for that. And Squirrel Girl's already got a decent pick rate. So now what she gets is the Squirrel Missile ability. And as I saw it, as long as there is an opponent on screen, doesn't matter how far away they are. If they are somewhere on your screen, you throw this, it will hit them. It is a homing missile. And it does fairly decent damage. So it seems it will not kill from full health. It doesn't, I think it does like 100 damage. But all you need to do now is land one decent attack, throw out the squirrel missile, and it can kill some squishier characters. So that is, she is now a flyer killer. That was the main issue with Squirrel Girl, was projectile rather than hit scan. So now all you need to do is land one hit, squirrel missile, flyer dead. They're listening to the criticism. The immediate criticism of Season 2.5 was that it became a flyer meta. They're dealing with it. Between the Thing, Venom to an extent, Squirrel Girl, Human Torch, kind of, even Spidey, because the Flaming Fist does damage over time. Like, it lights them on fire. So even it's useful against flyers. But Human Torch did lose his team up with Storm. Meaning Storm's ultimate is now only team up with Jeff. Weird to phrase it that way. But now we have Hela being added to Venom and Jeff. Like I said, I think this will massively improve Venom's pick rate. Because Hela is a staple on a lot of teams right now. Because she's such good hit scan. So teaming her up with Venom means that Venom will naturally become more prolific. And she also gets the Hell Tendrils ability, which I believe is a short CC. Basically, it latches onto the nearest enemy and pulls them back into it. I don't know if it's just one, I don't know if it's multiple. But it does a short CC that gathers them together. Tie that up with the Phoenix coming in, that could be massive. Balance changes to Adam Warlock. Or his team up, I should say. So, Adam Warlock had Divine Soul or something like that. And when teamed up with Mantis and Star-Lord, gave them Leader Soul and Nature Soul for Star-Lord and Mantis, respectively. So now the cooldown for that has increased by 15 seconds. I don't know that this is really going to make that much of a difference. Some people are saying it killed Adam Warlock. I don't know. When you have cooldowns of even up to 30 seconds, 5 seconds makes a big deal. When you have a cooldown of 2 minutes and you add 15 seconds to that, I don't think that's a big deal. I don't. So Jeff's team up ability got a little bit of a boost. So now what Jeff's Am I wrong about this? Yeah. So Jeff's team up with Venom grants bonus health, and it got doubled from 50 to 100, and the max Tundra Link period got increased from 3 to 5 seconds. So it lasts for longer, and it does more healing. I think that's useful. I don't think it's going to affect how often Jeff gets picked. So overall, a lot of changes to a lot of different characters. Thanks for checking this out. I'll be streaming the new season of Marvel Rivals both Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and I stream the game every Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time at twitch.tv/thatcubeownedguy. Have a good one, and remember to be gay. Have a good one, remember to be gay and do crimes, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.